Hello, brothers. I'm sorry that I was not able to meet with you this week. Something came up that I needed to take care of. So we won't be having a meeting on Zoom this week or next week, but I did want today to post an update regarding the schedule and a couple important dates for both this module, Module 3, and the next module, Module 4. And then also, too, to let you know, next week I'll be recording our session for preaching Proverbs. Let me just show you the schedule here and point out a couple of important things. So please take note here. Hopefully you can see on the schedule. There. Notice a couple of, actually 3 important dates. One is I want you to, next week, next Thursday, I'm going to post a video on preaching Proverbs and on your sermon document. Again, we won't be able to have class by Zoom live, but I'll post that video. I want you to take a look. It'll give you some helpful thoughts regarding preaching your Proverbs passage and also the sermon document. And then make sure to get that sermon document done before Holy Week so that you can celebrate the Lord's death and resurrection. And then following that, the plan is I'll give you 4 weeks to get your sermon done. All right, notice the date here that's highlighted. May 8th is the drop dead. That means the final date to get your sermons completed so that I can review them, or that AJ and TJ can review them before we get started on the 4th module, which will be towards the end of May. We want to get that 4th module started. More details will be coming on the format for that module, but we want to make progress in moving towards that 4th module so that, Lord willing, by next year, everything can be cleared up. We can get the last 2 modules done in 2022 if the Lord allows. And so I just want to encourage you to stay with it. I know some of you are behind. I know you've got a lot of things. This has been very difficult. Just please don't give up. All right. Keep with it. I want to work with you. I've extended many of the dates just to try to help you. And so if you feel like I'm just too far behind, don't think that way. All right. Do your best to get caught up and be able to preach that second Proverbs sermon by April. So again, it's March 19th right now. And so there is still time, brothers, if you can set some time aside each week. Now, as far as your preaching lab or preaching the sermon is concerned, your Proverbs passage, notice here there's a couple of things. There's 2 options. Just like last time, we're going to have preaching labs as the first option. So you can do in person. And this is what I strongly encourage. Even if you live some distance away, if you were able to make it for these preaching labs, which will be in Cebu City, maybe in Banawa, I'm not sure. Pastor AJ is going to coordinate that. He'll be sending out an announcement on our Facebook message group to sign up for those preaching labs. And that's the I would say the best way to do this. I would highly encourage you to preach them in person. Not only is it better as far as feedback, but also just that live experience, and even encouraging one another, as I heard so many good things from the last time you guys did preaching labs together. So that is the first option, to do the preaching labs. And again, Pastor AJ will be sending a schedule out for that. And there'll be a few options, I believe, on that schedule for you to consider to sign up for that preaching lab. And if you do that, you can preach in Cebuano if you would like. Cebuano or English, both are perfectly acceptable. That is with Pastor AJ or Pastor TJ. Now, the second option is to record your message. And if you do that, you'll have to do it in English, because I'm going to be the one evaluating, and I don't have the gift of tongues as far as I know. And so you'll need to preach those in English. Now, if you want to mix in some Cebuano words, if it's part of a sermon that you're preaching to a congregation or group of people, that's perfectly fine. And by the way, this, if you do record it, you can record preaching a sermon, all right, to your congregation. If you want to record that, something you're already doing, that's fine as well. Okay. Now, if you do the preaching lab, or you record a sermon for me, then your length of time is 30 minutes. Okay. But if you're preaching to a group of people, like for a Bible study, for a sermon, for something like that. It can be online or it can be live. You can go whatever normal time that you typically preach for. Okay. So hopefully that's clear. If not, please, again, message me, give me a note, just give me a question, email me, it'd be fine. Get your sermon preached by the end of the first week of May so that we can begin module 4 toward the end of May. Again, you have 2 options for preaching labs, which will be coordinated by Pastor AJ. That to me is the best option, and one that, again, if you need to travel to get there to do it, I think that would be by far the best way to do it. That way too, you'll also get direct feedback from the professors. The second option, of course, is perfectly fine if you cannot go to the preaching labs, and that is to record and post, record your sermon, post a link there's a Canvas assignment, just post it there. And if you need any help with that, let me know. And again, if you preach your sermon at the preaching lab, or if you record it just for me, it needs to be 30 minutes. You can also record a sermon that you preach for your congregation or for another group of people, and that can be whatever length you normally speak for. Okay. So again, just I've been praying for you guys. I've been praying just that you'd be able to complete the assignments. And again, it's really helpful. It will be helpful for your long-term ability to study and preach the scriptures, and also to allow you to move on to module 4. So you need to have these sermons preached and completed so you can participate in the next module. All right. Now, any questions, feel free to Facebook message me. Appreciate you, brothers, and look forward to moving forward on this together. Take care and God bless you. Bye-bye.